Who's in Auckland and joins us, and you work for TV New Zealand. I mean, Damien, just talk to us about John Key's victory here. We weren't expecting it really, were we? Because it has been a rocky road.
It's been a rocky road. I don't know if the prospect of a national victory was ever too far out of the light, but I think what we didn't expect was to see the prospect now of John Key and the national government being able to govern alone without any coalition partners. In fact, if this happens, and it looks like it will, with, as you say, 98% of the vote counted, it will be the first time since New Zealand went to proportional representation back in 1996 that a single party has been able to govern alone. On the other hand, the Labour Party, this is their worst result since 1925. They're down to about 25% of the vote.
People who haven't been following this, though, just explain to us, I mean, because it's been called the dirtiest campaign in Australia's history. Why is that?
And New Zealand's history, in fact, as well. It was a very dirty campaign. From the outset, it looked like a very clear victory for National. And then about a month before the election, Nicky Hager, who's a journalist, an investigative journalist, released a book called Dirty Politics, which had many allegations of smear campaigns between senior ministers using right-wing bloggers to attack opponents, both from within and in the opposition parties. Now, that, as it turned out, didn't have much an effect on the election at all, but it certainly made it far more interesting from a media point of view, at least.
And regards John Key, the man himself, I mean, he has still got a huge appeal among voters, hasn't he?
John Key, they call him Teflon over here because no matter what goes around, nothing seems to stick to him. And that's certainly true this time. He's been one of the most popular Prime Ministers of all time, especially heading into a third term. You know, normally the gloss starts to wear off after 6 years, but not in the case of John Key. And as we see tonight, the National Party as well.
Regards the state of the coalition, so we don't think, though, that his party will have to find someone else?
He may not have to, but in the past, John Key's been quite astute, and he's taken on more coalition partners than he necessarily needs, knowing that if he takes one from the left, centre-left, and one from the right, he can get different policies through with different parties. It also allows for small changes, maybe defections within his own party. It gives him a little bit of a buffer, even though tonight, as I say, the figures look like he probably can govern alone.
Great to speak to you, Damien Christie from TV New Zealand. Thank you very much for all that.